Hello, my internet friends. Welcome to the Rigel Show. We are streaming to you live here in my backyard in Austin, Texas, from my Earth Dome, also known as my mystical driftwood fort on the sandy beach of the cosmic Navel, where song runs through all of reality. This space, hello, Sam. Good morning, Sherry. This space is a playful Theotokian riparian zone that seeks to integrate traditional values, modern values, progressive postmodern values, and that which is emerging on the bleeding edge of the noosphere. Postmodern values. Some call it an integral worldview, or metamodern, metagelical, or some simply call it a developmental philosophy. What's developmentally appropriate here? Okay, let's honor the process. Who is welcome here in the cosmic navel? All persons. And even if you're not ready to taste the fruit that blossoms forth from the cave, you can lurk. You can warm your palms in the armpits of our love. Okay? As you peer through the snow-dusted windows and imagine the aromas trickling up from the feast, rising up through the nostrils. The door is open to you. Only you can walk through it, though. Unless, of course, you are too injured or unconscious. Then we'll just come get you. Okay? We'll just come right out there and get you. Today, hey, Terry. Hey, Ezra. Nice to see you all out there. Today, I am going to enter the cosmic navel by taking you on a journey into the distant past, all the way up to the recent past, back to the eternal present. Okay, so a little context. Those of us who have been baptized or chrismated, economia, in the Orthodox Church, we are currently preparing ourselves for the eternal blossoming forth of our Lord Jesus Christ in the flesh, baby Jesus. So we are currently in Nativity Lent, and one of the hymns that we sing during this time of year is called Make Ready, O Bethlehem. So what I was thinking of doing is on this day, singing the ancient Byzantine version, I think it's Byzantine, version of Make Ready, O Bethlehem, a cappella, okay? Then fast forward to the recent past, a past version of myself, who was inspired to come up with his own version of this song. And so this a couple years ago, and then I recorded it last year, and is currently streaming on all the major streaming platforms. Okay? So, we're going to just kick this off. Oh, and, tis the season for shameless self-promotion. So I'm going to drop a link to a post I made on my Substack about this Christmas album. I go into annoyingly or inspiringly granular detail on each song that is on this album called It's Bigger on the Inside. So I'll just drop that in the link. And there's also ways to support my music addiction financially. So if you feel called to do that or somehow get some funds into the cosmic navel, I'm not going to stop you. All right, so I'm going to pull up, make ready, the ancient version, and cue a past version of myself to accompany me on this little journey into Byzantine music. Okay, hit it, Raj. Make ready, O Bethlehem, for Eden hath been opened for all. Prepare, O Ephrathah, for the tree of life hath blossomed forth in a cave from the Virgin. For her womb did appear as a supersensual paradise, in which is planted that holy vine. If we should eat thereof, we shall live and not die, as Adam of old. Christ shall be born, raising the image that fell at the beginning. Nice job, past Raj. Great process. Oh. Hey, Ron. Hey, Texan Lurkers. Now I'm going to follow that ancient, that could be, I don't know, that could be from like the 600s. Who knows? I'm going to follow that up with a little version, which actually I feel like has a lot of commonality with it. Sometimes I get the two melodies confused and I have a hard time actually figuring out how to sing the other one. So I'm going to play this one, which I'm calling Eden Has Been Opened for All, which is a little teaser about my theology. Okay. So bringing that to the stage, and then I dropped a link. I pinned a link in the chat. So if you guys want to jump on in after that, come on. All right, here we go. Make ready, O Bethlehem, for Eden has been opened for all. Prepare, O Ephrathah, for the tree of life has blossomed forth in a cave from the Virgin. For her womb did appear as a supersensual paradise, in which is planted that holy vine. If we should eat of it, we shall live and not die. You notice how all of the instruments at the end sort of come unraveled at the end of the song, and just they're kind of like they're playing together and off of each other, but they're outside of time. That is the cosmic navel, my friends. You just experienced it. So come on in here. We're gonna bring Ron onto the stage. Ron.
Hello, navel.
Hello,
all you
my neighbor.
Gazers. Hello, my navel neighbor.
Bro, we're all neighbors in navel, man.
Dude, I would have loved to smoke pot with you back in the day. Now, I'm not advocating it, but I'm just saying.
Hey, it's legal, like in New Mexico.
I know. It's legal all over.
It is.
I don't know, but theologically speaking, I would have liked to smoke one with you. Let's smoke one right now. But
yeah,
I have a. First off, that was beautiful. No, good job, dude.
Thanks.
That's pretty cool.
Thanks.
What is Eden open to all?
What is Eden open to all?
Yes.
What does that mean to you?
Well, the reason I ask is because I've learned I have my opinions.
Yeah.
And if I ask you, then I'm not muddying the water.
Okay.
I'll be honest, I don't know. So, I'm like.
Okay. No, I feel like we're in a safe playground then. We're in the sandbox together. Because I actually don't know either. But for me, Eden is kind of like this place that we came from and that we're going back to. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like maybe it's the cosmic navel, Ron.
No, I'm there. Okay, tell me more. Tell me about the navel.
And so it's like there's this C.S. Lewis book that I read way long time. It was probably one of the first books I read in my early Christian days, pre-Orthodox, called Surprised by Joy. And I don't really remember the whole point of the book, but there was this scene where he was like lost in some beautiful country road in, the UK or wherever he is. And he was like walking. He got lost kind of really far out in the boonies, and he was kind of freaking out. And then he turned around and he saw this like spire of a church that was off in the distance, which was actually his destination. And he was just kind of like overcome with this sudden revelation of where he's at in the world. And I feel like that's what it feels like to realize that the cosmic navel, Eden, is open. And it happens for me like in a very practical level when maybe I share something very like vulnerable or kind of shameful with somebody and they're like, dude, I love you. Like, thank you. And then they end up sharing something and it's like, oh, this whole time I just thought I was going to be judged. And actually there's like love waiting for me.
Okay.
So it's like a type of repentance that is just joyful somehow. I don't know.
No, actually, you do know. You just expressed it.
Okay.
It's that's it. And I'm tracking 100% with you on this.
Yeah.
I like that quote. All right, so because if you would have said, like Luke Thompson, I think he's a universalist.
Yes.
And so that means all dogs go to heaven, from what I understand.
Right.
Okay. And that's why I didn't want to ask you, are you an all dogs go to heaven kind of person? Because even if you are, I don't know unless I ask, and I'd rather ask than say, you're an all dogs go to heaven. Because,
Yeah. Well, yeah, I kind of made a little joke at the beginning of the song. I said I was revealing some of my theology here, and you picked right up on like my little jab at the. I mean, okay, so universalism can really open up a bag of worms. It's like
yeah,
for some people, it is like scary because
yeah,
it it's connected to like motivation, and if like your only motivation in drawing closer to God is like fear of the consequences of your
mhm,
actions, like
right.
I I don't necessarily want to take that away from you because there is maybe some spiritual benefit to that. And maybe honestly, I could benefit from a little bit of that when I'm reaching for the bag of potato chips that I was supposed to leave for my son last night, but in the pantry, he kind of forgot about them and I just started eating them. I couldn't stop.
Mm.
Okay, so maybe I need a little bit of fear of my consequences. Fear of consequences, okay? But like really at the end of the day, I don't believe that is like the appropriate motivational system for everyone yet. And maybe, maybe it's, and this is very, I mean, this may come across as a little bit, I don't mean it to come across as condescending because I've been in both camps before. I've been kind of like hardcore. I mean, I came into Christianity through the Baptist church and like they're
Okay.
all about understanding the depths of hell. And in Orthodoxy, it's kind of like instead of hell being that thing that's outside of me that I'm
Mhm.
maybe gonna not, maybe I won't have to go there if I say the prayer and like love God with my whole heart. But it's also hell in this more like Eastern sense is in, it's like a ribbon. Heaven and hell is like a ribbon running through every person's heart. And in that sense, then the process of salvation is there's a process that is also part of salvation. It's not a like it's an ongoing process. That's not just a you know insurance card or however whatever
Get out of
caricature
hell
people like
free.
to put on it. But I don't want to like straw man that too much because I know that it's actually very beneficial for some people who are maybe coming from really hard, particularly like really hardcore addictions and stuff like that.
Can
Like
I
I don't
speak
know.
about that,
Please.
if I may, as an expert? Hi, I'm Ron Copperman. The things I'm about to talk about, I don't advocate, but they sure were fun. All right, with that out the way, um, I heard the gospel at a variety of pop festivals, POT marijuana
Hmm.
festivals, in the summer of '99. Um,
The year I
and
graduated from high school.
yeah, that's the year. Well, me, I graduated, but I went from a bong to a pew. But what? Okay, so I wasn't like into like heroin or anything. Not that I'm saying it's any worse than what I was into, but
Yeah.
I was into some drugs that were addictive. And what was even worse is I was a burnout. I had through some hallucinogenic use. Don't do it, kids. Um, I damaged my mind. I was a burnout, and I was hopeless, and I was there. I was, and so I give my heart to Jesus, and in the middle of a dirt field, His Spirit meets me face to face, so to speak, and very powerfully and in love. So now I'm going to speak to the fear part. When I met him, he was all power, and he let me experience that. He let me experience every molecule in the universe spinning at the same time, and he was holding it in one hand with the other hand tied behind his back, and him smiling like, "All right, kid." And it was really intimidating and overwhelming. Not in a mean way, but what it was is in a very clear moment, I realized he was God and I am not. I'm a mess. He's not. But in that moment, it was fearful. And then in the same moment, it was actually maybe a few moments into it, his love uh, just like gushed out of my heart, like a fire hydrant cap busted off. And I knew that I was absolutely wrong, just about everything, except I was completely loved at the same time. So that the things, and then the things I could not stop for myself, the drug use and being a burnout, he stopped me doing the drugs by giving by giving me his love to satiate all desires. And then he put me back together. And because of that, I don't want to go back to the things that damaged me. And it is a it's a fear of the Lord that, I'll be honest, I wish I could have it again, because I'd be screaming, I can't take this. I'm going to die. Can I have more?
Beautiful.
Man, Ron, that is awesome. Have you like written that story down, or maybe like drawn pictures of it?
I've YouTube. I did a little YouTube. Hi, Sherry. I didn't see you there. I was driving.
Yeah. Hey, Sherry. Sorry.
So no, I'm glad you're here. So it's been a while. So I did a long video of it, but I haven't. I would love if someone else drew something, but no. I have Crayola crayons. That's about it.
Hey, I would love to see a crayon drawing of that moment. That is incredible. Holy cow.
I could do you a Crayola drawing of it. That's about as good as
that would be. So the fear of the Lord. So anyhow, I'm sorry to interrupt. One last thing is the fear of the Lord, when it's real from God, it'll set you straight, but not as a taskmaster. It's as a beloved, and that makes all the difference. Yeah. So thanks for letting me ramble. So
nice.
Hi, Shelly.
Hey, Sherry. Hey, Panda Person. Hey, Luke, Whitestone Name, and all you out there hanging out with us in the eternal present of the Cosmic Navel. Man, Ron, that is such a cool. Yeah, and I feel like there's so much just resonance with my understanding of this, like what is Eden, what is being surprised by joy. I mean, it's like there's a feeling of like maybe the fear part is there's such a drastic letting go that for a moment it's like you're just suspended in midair above the void. And like, I get that whenever I fall asleep, like I have that theta twitch, and usually it's accompanied by a dream, like a mini dream that's like me tripping over something or, losing it's like becoming very unbalanced for a second. And that movement from balance to imbalance and back is pretty wonderful. Both in, the physical world, in song, in lyrics. What's bubbling up for you today, Sherry?
I was just because of your song. I was thinking about there's a very old icon actually of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, and Adam is standing on one side, and it's one of those that has, the very skeletal looking humans with the long skinny legs, and Christ is on the other side, and he's reaching across. So let me think now. If you're looking at the icon, Adam is on the left-hand side, Christ is on the right-hand side, and he's reaching across the tree, and he has Adam by the wrist, and he's pulling him,
Mm-hmm.
like the hymn is talking about, right? Into a
That
new
that is a very subtle but important part of
iconography.
iconography. I mean, that's also in the resurrection.
Yeah.
Christ is pulling them by the wrist,
Yeah.
and
Which is, I mean, when I first saw that, I'm like, oh, interesting. They can't let go.
yeah.
And they have no choice either.
Yes.
Right.
Well, in my preamble about inviting people into the warm sanctuary of the cosmic navel love, and how you might be lurking from the outside behind the frosted windows looking in, the door is open and you have to step through it, but the little part I put in there very intentionally is, if you are too injured or are unconscious, I will come get you and just bring you in by the wrist. And that's kind of where, that's the point where
Yeah.
I get real hardcore with universalism. But it's, Ron, you're going to say something, and I just want this to be free space.
Oh, no, I don't want to interrupt because I'm driving. Let me know when because I have something a quick story of a buddy, my friend, about when you said grabbed at the wrist.
Mm-hmm.
So this is very quick, and there's a happy ending.
Mm.
About 2 years ago, my buddy was going to commit suicide, and he was going to burn the house down and shoot himself.
Oh.
Yeah, it was bad. It was divorce and blah 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 stuff like that. So he's about to set his house on fire and then shoot himself. And he had bought himself a cross and put it on the wall, but he was not a religious man. He kind of went to church, but he wasn't too involved with God. He got stopped at the cross, and he's ex-military. And he said there was this wall. I was like to go get his gun. And he said he couldn't get past this wall. He cussed out God like a sailor. Once he got done with every cuss word he could say, he went on the couch, fell asleep, and woke up, and then went to church, and then really gave his heart to God, and now he's teaching Sunday school. So
Wow.
when you mention someone who's so damaged or can't make it, there's something about free will. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of free, but God's like, I got my opinions, and you're mine.
Yeah. And I kind of see it through a developmental lens. Okay. So like, I think where I went from kind of a hopeful universalist to a confident universalist was listening to Luke Thompson. Thank you, Luke. And like Jordan Daniel Wood and all these conversations that kind of burst onto the scene about a year ago. But it's also just in the way I understand my relationship with my child, my son. Like there are things that I know about him in the moment of whatever like despair or pushback he's going through, or something where he's like white knuckling it. And I'm not going to give any specific examples right now, but it's like as a dad, you just know the tricks to get past the defenses. And there's no possible way there's anything he could do at this stage in his life that would like offend me to the point where he's like not welcome back. Absolutely, like nothing. Now, if he's my age and I'm older, and maybe, out of my weakness, there could be something that he does that, I just can't handle. But that's more out of my own kind of sin and fallenness, I would say. But I have a peek into, I think, this like universal love that grabs by the wrist. With love, it respects freedom, it respects the person, but it's also like, it's got tricks up his sleeve. Jesus walked through walls into the locked upper room. All right, I'm done.
Funny you should be talking about this, because I was talking about this all morning, and I was talking about the fact that I don't really talk about it anymore. And now you guys are talking about it, and I'm like, damn, can we just change the subject?
Oh.
So what don't you talk about anymore, Sherry? Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to talk about it. Let me see if I can nutshell it. I can't do it. I can't nutshell it. It's a longer exploration. And it can be, the problem is with the whole subject, I can say this much, is it gets misunderstood. And it that's a problem, in my opinion. So, and I've never been one to hound on the whole idea of, like, I don't like the idea of certainty. So, and when I could hear myself sounding very certain about this, it made me pause. Because I thought, well, you can't say that and then be certain about that, right? So how, what's the approach? And I started just reading, well, Mr. Florensky for one, Navel, where's his book here? This one.
While you're getting that, Grim, I see Grim out there.
Oh,
Grim Grizz, just wanna kind of give you a plug. This is from his Ko-Fi, his little site. This tea tastes better now that I know that this beautiful meme emerged in the feed. Okay. So Grim, thank you for adding just a little bit of joy into my life.
Yeah, anyway, that's about it. I wasn't going to read anything from there. I just wanted to say that. And for the sake of intellectual honesty, I had to recant my position. Not my personal position, but my public certainty, announcements, that kind of thing. And also because I think, like, one of the things that has always really been apparent to me about since my journey into Orthodoxy, actually, is that the Christian life is about holiness. It's a call to holiness, which is a call to wholeness, which is a reconciliation, right? Because that's what wholeness is. It's healing, wholeness, reconciliation. The Greek word is apokatastasis. And and I just don't think that you can get there without some humility. So, yeah.
Yeah. I appreciate that kind of fidelity to your perception of certainty creeping in, because it has claws that attach to other things, and then all of a sudden you're going from like, I'm certain about this very beautiful thing to something that's, or it just becomes not beautiful because of the way, you know.
Yeah, and for me, I could feel that it was attached to some bitterness because it was a response to what I grew up with, which was like hardcore Calvinism, where, you know, the doors got locked for the Lord's table.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's why I go in and out of phases of certainty on many things. And so maybe I just kind of leave room for that undulation to happen in my life. But
here's the thing.
Say it.
I wouldn't call myself a hopeful universalist. Because I think that's too lame.
It is.
It's just lame. I mean, I understand why Balthazar did it and others, you know.
Yeah. It feels okay.
They have
Ron,
books that they wrote, right?
Yeah.
They didn't want it all lost, you know.
Yeah. Ron, go for it.
No, sure. Can you explain that a little bit to me? I don't understand it. I'm interested. What is a not hopeful like, I don't even really know universalism that well.
There are universalists, and there are hopeful universalists, and then there are eternal conscious torment or annihilationist people. So these are their places. The hopeful universalist is probably agnostic about eternal conscious torment, right? To a certain extent. So it could be, but they hope that it isn't, you know?
Okay.
And for the sake of what I just all said all before that, I don't want to really talk about what I think, but I just, you know, we got to hold stuff in tension. You know, I was just sharing, there's this crazy holiday happening in Europe right now. Actually, yesterday was the day, right? Today's the 6th or the 5th? Oh, no, it's the 5th today, right? Yeah. So today is Krampus Day, right? Krampus Day. Okay, so Krampus is a demon with these incredible horns, and you find them in the Alpine regions of Northern Europe. Italy, Austria, Serbia, you know, all that. And they're wild men. They've got these like massive horns, you know. They're very demonic masks with tongues hanging out. And their whole purpose is they come with St. Nicholas, who's a bishop. And that's because his name day is tomorrow. So they come with St. Nicholas, and they stand behind him, and St. Nicholas visits the children in their homes. Can you imagine? With this horde of demons. And I mean, these guys look wicked, okay? And if the children have been bad, and there's always that chance, because St. Nicholas has a book, right? Then they carry them off to hell. Okay, these guys, these demons. And I shared it on the Discord this morning. I was like, Happy Krampus Day. and shared some images. And it's kind of mind blowing, especially for North American Christians, because they're really not, I don't think that they're, you know, Europe has held that tension, you know. Hi, Jason.
Hi.
Europe has been able to hold those tensions, but not here as much. Anyway, someone felt really uncomfortable with the images, and it felt like a celebration because they have these parades, and these demons are running down the street, and they're grabbing children and running, you know, and they're switching people, and, you know. But then I just threw an image of the ladder of divine ascent, and I'm like, you know, hello, or my avatar, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's an amazing image.
This is This is what we, you can't exclude one for the other. Otherwise, the other one doesn't exist. Rigel, think about that. Right? There's no good without evil, and there is no evil without good. There, I said it.
Love it. Welcome to the Cosmic Navel, Jason.
So good to see you.
I think this is the first time I've actually engaged with you in person in the virtually not alone space of the TLC. Although I have seen you around.
Yeah, I pop in here and there. Yeah, I wanted to get on for a while, just say hi, but it's every time you're doing these, I'm busy, and then
Good.
But
nice.
And I haven't talked to Sherry in forever.
Yeah.
Well, it feels like forever.
Forever.
Hi, Ron.
Hey, Ron.
We gotta do a conversation one of these days, Jason.
Yeah.
I miss them.
Yeah, that'd be great. We should get back into the. Maybe we can pull Luke Johnson back into something.
Luke
He's
is
too
like
busy
up
with his baby.
eyeballs.
Well, Jason, what's bubbling up for you today?
Nothing. We are just in a hotel. We're on our way back to Colorado, so we were packing up, and so I was putting my work stuff away. So I figured I'd hop on and say hi.
Nice.
But yeah, I like everything that Sherry was saying. It's kind of it gets to that place where you kind of have to have a space for the other opinion, I guess, I think Jacob said that to me one time a long time ago, that he said Judaism reserves a select, a very few people that do go to hell or something like that.
Well,
there's that option that they could.
Okay, I gotta say this then.
Say it, Sherry. Come on.
Do it.
The reason for that, and when Jacob said that, I remember, because look, I trust Jacob. Jacob is deeply knowledgeable about things, right? So, and I always have to stop whenever I have a visceral reaction to something. Like I'm like, oh, that's not you listening. That's you having a moment.
Yeah, to be fair, Jacob kind of tries to poke at those things sometimes, though.
Yeah, but not to me. Like I'm not in direct conversation. I'm just overhearing or whatever. But anyway, thinking about it more and having read, I'm going to read something like mind-blowing. I was like, now I get it. Because it's exactly what I said before. If something is to exist, it cannot exist without its opposite, Jason. Mm-hmm. If there is such a thing as universalism, there has to be such a thing as not universalism. Yeah. Okay?
Yeah.
So, I don't, I'm not qualified to talk about this. So, do with that what you will, but it's not about God loving. It's about the pattern of reality, actually. And so when Jacob says there will be, and here's the thing, some of the fathers say, there's, if anybody needs to go to hell, let it be me. Okay. That's often a very ascetic, monastic point of view, right? It comes from the same philosophical understanding of reconciliation, that apokatastasis, because in order for apokatastasis to be anything, there have to be opposites, right? So I'll go to hell for the life of the world. If we all had that, and that's that holiness and humility, that's what it should cultivate in us. And I didn't feel like that's what it was doing for me. It was pulling me into a place where I could feed an angry, bitter spirit in me.
Yeah.
And I didn't want that.
Oh, Luke said he might get on. You better get on here.
Yeah, you better get on here, Luke.
You better be wearing a tank top.
Jump on.
No, I agree. I think the way it kind of makes sense to me is that if heaven is relationality, then there would be an opposite to that, and you can cut yourself off from relations to people. And then if you just can follow a pattern of self-seeking and selfishness, you just end up alone, which is equivalent to hell to me, because it's total blackness and darkness forever.
But honestly, though, like, sorry to interrupt you, but we are cut off from ourselves.
Say more.
Well, we don't know who we are, Jason.
Without other people, right? Or just in general?
In general.
Yeah.
In general, even with other people. But everybody reveals a piece of us that the other doesn't, right? Mm-hmm. So we're just like collecting pieces of the puzzle. That's what our life is like.
Yeah.
You know, and the mystery is us. We are the mystery.
Yeah, but then you can't necessarily... That's where it gets into this place for me where I think perfection, because perfection is like completeness, right? To where you would have all the pieces of the whole puzzle. But it's like you can't really have that if there's still potentiality. So like there has to be something that encompasses all potentiality too, in perfection, which I find a shalom in that, which is something like
Sabbath.
Yeah. There's a rest in having the very particulars and having the infinite unknown. And the only thing, I don't know, the only way I know how to make sense of it is I do think Christ embodied it, but I often use the term forgiveness, which I know some people don't like. And then Cal came up with five-giveness, which is kind of fun. But it's just kind of like Michael Sartori said it, and at Luke's stream I was just listening to it, and he said, we all start with compassion to one degree or another. And so I feel like that is kind of like an underlying foundation for all the particulars and the universal. It's just like, and for everything that has not yet come into being, because we still are becoming, and we always will be becoming as long as new things keep coming into being. Mm-hmm. Don't let him talk. Oh my gosh. What the fuck?
Can I interrupt?
Wait, Luke, before you do, hit it, Raj. Luke Thompson, give us your undivided wisdom.
Wow.
Oh my God. Well, I'm listening now. You can say anything, and I'll just eat it up. Where's your tank top? Oh my God. You better rip that shirt again.
Oh, dang it. You guys are so strong looking.
So the main thing that I want to say, incarnation is the key to everything. So like I agree. So I think sometimes we talk about these in abstract, I put this in the chat, Hellenistic categories where there are these irresolvable antinomies, and they are in idea form, but they resolve in the person. So like to me it's a kind of contradictory, anti-logical. Like God is, I would say God in ways is logical and illogical. He's not anti-logical. So like I think it's unhelpful and almost absurd to say God is good and bad. God is both your ideas of good and bad, but God is a kind of good that is incarnate. It's real. Like it's rooted in persons. So antinomies resolve in persons. They are fundamental. They are the like fundamental thing, not these abstract categories of good and evil. And so I think it's not in the same way that like a kind of, this is why I'm so interested in what Peter Rollins now is talking about, the parable of the mystic and the like big Eva evangelical and the fundamentalist. And when he started saying that parable at the beginning of his career, he was like, the mystic is right. And that's always resonated with me. But now he's at the point where he's like, I think the fundamentalist is right, because in the same way that there's antinomies, this kind of agnostic mysticism that I think really has its roots in a kind of rationalism almost has nothing to do with faith and obedience to God. Like that's just, it's like, I think it just ends up confusing people. And in a sense, we're still trapped in like these modernistic categories. Like God is good. God is good. I don't think you have to say then God is also evil.
Yeah. I don't think I said God was evil, but
No, I'm not saying that either. It's just like, even with the universalism thing, there's certain things. Eternal conscious torment, given all of its dogmatic propositional assertions, and universalism cannot both be true. They can't both be true at the same time. They're contradictory.
Okay.
Like you could say, I mean, and time has to do with some of this, but like eternal conscious, I don't know, I've talked about this endlessly, but like if you want to absolutize eternal conscious torment, you are equating all of time in a quantitative mode to eternity and saying that everyone is damned, or all these people are damned, and then you're forced to say that God creates people that are incapable of salvation, and that's God showing favoritism. It collapses into like total absurdity
in a quantitative sense. Because
Yes.
you could probably say eternal conscious torment is true in qualitative sense, like a cycle.
That's what Tomberg talks
Yeah.
about in like Meditations on the Tarot,
Yeah,
but that's like an existential thing.
If you're, okay.
Well, y'all are really good at using words, but what's popping up for me is like some saying that I heard recently I think it's adjacent to this issue, that like love can hold space for hate, but hate cannot hold space for love. And so there's some sort of relationship between this like light and dark, where the light somehow is hierarchically or
It's primary,
expansively
like God the Father,
primary.
like,
Yeah, something like that. But it's like the darkness also makes the light meaningful within this dance between Eden and Eschaton.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but I think you're speaking strictly from a Calvinist doctrine of eternal conscious torment point of view. Like, there's other ways to see, eternal conscious torment, right? And I think most of Scripture is existentialist anyway.
Right. Well, and I mean,
Not
part of it
linear.
is
It's not linear,
eternal conscious torment, I think, was first used, and this is where like words are flexible and have meanings, but like the origin and the historical evolution of that phrase, I think emerged in like the 1700s or something. I can't quite remember, but like it is not like, if you want to use biblical words like damnation and hell and whatever, like I'll affirm all that stuff, but like what eternal conscious torment came out of was to say explicitly the thing that I'm so opposed to. Because it's an absolutizing thing that like collapses into irresolvable contradictions. And antimony and contradiction are different. Like antimony is everything are antimonies. I'll agree with you there. But God is not. And I mean, this is where I'm sounding much more propositionalist than people think that I am. But like, I'm not anti-proposition or logic. God is not anti-logic. He's beyond all that. He's alogical and logical. That's the crystal logic.
I would agree with that, because logic, I think, has to do with just any incarnation. It's information, right? And information kind of like seed or DNA.
Well, it
Yeah,
comes
I
from
suppose.
the word logos, logic.
Right, and it's binary though. Logic is binary. It's like this or that, but it's assuming the thing behind it,
The thing behind the thing behind the thing.
Sorry, I don't want to like. I was just so like.
Really, you guys are so good at using words.
But it doesn't. I don't know. Sometimes with these things, like I put in the number one, I got the words wrong. Like I put in the thing this Gunger song that I just has hit me so much lately.
Yeah.
And I thought the words were different actually, but it's like levels from the oceans deep and blue, sail across the sky till the sky is through, reach between the place of solitude, span all other worlds just to get to you. I thought when I was just listening to it and singing it, I thought it was like, because it sounds like to me spent a lot of words just to get to you, which I also really like. because we talk, that's when we'll talk about a lot how words divide, or you'll talk about that, Sherry. But at the same time, they're these weird like lifelines that were thrown to each other to just be like, please see me, please see me, please see me, please see what I'm talking about. Because I think, and I think that's what a lot of these discussions are. And I don't know, we get so animated, and like it's why I talk about, I guess, iconic thinking, because like these conversations to me are good and generative, but they're not to some people. And so like even all the stuff that I just said and I got so fired up about, some people are just going to be like, who cares? Like, what are you even talking about? Why would you even, like my wife, she'd be like, why did you stop bottling your ginger beer? And like, I have too much stuff to do anyhow. But I was just like, I had to come on. I was so fired up. And who knows? Like, hopefully, God. It's like I'll say the annoying thing that preachers used to say during sermons, and they'll just be like, "God, please just let my words take away the bad from my words. I mean, that's great,
Yeah.
Hopefully, someone gets something out of this.
Yeah, it's kind of all just words until you start living it, I guess. Like even universalism, it's all just you can talk about it all day.
I think that's where the rubber meets the road.
Yeah.
Because my universalism, like, runs out of gas when I'm annoyed with people that I love. And then it's like, oh, how's that universalism working out for you? And it's like, actually, I'm living in hell right now.
Yeah, I'm a universalist, and I hate my wife in my heart.
Right. And so, I mean, and that's the thing is, I'm not a universalist that says there's no hell, and Luke. Well, he just left. See you, Luke. But I'm not like a there is no hell universalist, because it's right here with me, like on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Well, I probably got to go, guys. Sorry, we got to check out in like half an hour. So
You're gonna check out, Jason?
Check out this hotel. Yeah, we're driving home, so should be home on Sunday.
How long is the drive?
It's a long way. We're just trying to stop to see a few people on the way. So we're from Seattle to Colorado, but we're coming down through. We went through Oregon yesterday to see my sister, and then we're going over to Sacramento to see a friend, and then going through Reno, and then home. So.
Wait, did you say we're?
Trip to BC.
That's so far. But I did get this. I crossed the border and got this.
Whoa.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you go to White Rock or what?
Where did we go when we went to Canada? Vancouver? But what was the forest place?
White Rock.
Stanley Park. No, we didn't go to White Rock.
Oh yeah.
We got this at a thrift store. I got it at a thrift store though. So.
Yeah. Stanley Park is nice.
Yeah, it was fun.
Terry.
Terry.
Hi, Sherry.
Welcome to the Cosmic Navel.
Hi there. Hi, Jason. I haven't met you.
Hi. It's nice to meet you.
I'm realizing there's a fifth wall, which is
Hell
the
yeah.
wall between the boxes. If you haven't said hello to somebody yet, it's kind of weird to be with them and not with them. So.
Yeah. Interesting.
So hi, Rachel. Right.
It's too bad we can't move into each other's boxes, eh?
I know.
Yeah.
That would be so cool.
It's like I almost can reach you, Sherry. I can almost reach you. I feel like it's happening. Nope. So Terry, what's bubbling up for you in the Cosmic Navel with that awesome cloak you're wearing?
Yeah, a little similar. We've got our first snow behind me.
Whoa.
It's
And
snowing here right now too.
yeah, first I want to say I've really appreciated the discussion so far. Because of the first snow, I put on, as I always do, George Winston's Winter album.
Mm-hmm.
And much as I was loving it, I was noticing that it wasn't hitting me as deeply as it did in many prior years. And I was realizing it doesn't have a liturgical, it doesn't have a praise element to it. And So the fact that you opened with that beautiful ancient piece, Rigel, I said, okay, that puts the universe back in
Nice.
perspective. So thank you for doing that.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, it made me feel really jealous that I haven't got a liturgy to go to.
Oh,
Aw.
You know, I
How
was just
far?
like, I could be singing these songs. I didn't even know that thing existed. I was like, thank God, I'm going to listen to this over and over again. That you
How-
sang it.
how
you
far
know?
are you from a church, Sherry? It's a long
5
way.
hours.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's rough. That's really rough.
It sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
sorry.
I could watch liturgies, but somehow I tried it. I mean, I did Zoom liturgies with an actual parish at one point, but that was
Yeah.
okay because we did actually afterwards we did a coffee hour and everyone jumped. It was during COVID, right?
Right. Everyone's
But
doing it.
yeah, but just watching
Yeah.
random parish somewhere, I don't know. I
Yeah.
feel like it's voyeuristic to me.
Yeah,
You know?
it's nicer to just be there and like in the incense. It just kind of feels the whole thing just feels like a prayer. It's like you're sitting in a prayer, and that's
Yeah, that's right. That's what Lance always says. My house is a house of prayer. That's what
Hmm.
hit him when he walked into an Orthodox church for the first time.
yeah.
Yeah. My house is a house of prayer.
Well, I really gotta go, guys. So
Okay,
All
well, have
right.
it
a
was
good,
great to see
good
you.
trip.
Thanks.
Great to
Talk to y'all
meet you,
soon.
Jason. Come
great to
on
meet you too.
anytime. Appreciate your presence.
Thanks. I'll try to get on more often. All right.
Sure.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Terry.
You too, Jason.
Bye.
All right. See y'all.
So instead up for me this week, I've stumbled across a new praise song that I'm really into, and it's by a Nigerian artist. And it's very subtle, very quiet, and I've just been playing it day after day. So I'm going to put a link. Can I put a link in?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Please put it in the well, yeah, you can put it anywhere and I will just copy it and
In
put
the
it into the
StreamYard
main
thing?
comments.
Okay. Go.
Private chat. Yeah. That sounds wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you want to listen to it?
I don't think we can.
If you want to listen to at least the first, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's what we're here to do, is to just
Sure.
kind of.
You might get your stream cut. You might
I
have to edit.
know.
You can just
Oh.
edit out the clip afterwards and then put it back on.
Is
Yeah.
it true
Back
that
up.
there's a 19-second limit, or is that only on television? Is that an old rule?
I don't know.
That's an old rule.
And it's like a moving target. I think
I mean, they even cut live streamers if some background music is going that's copyrighted. You know.
My hunch is that it's the songs that are really popular that get the live streams cut off.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I've like played my stuff and.
Yeah, but you can do covers, right? Everybody does covers on YouTube.
I guess so. Okay, let me get this. Oh gosh, hold on. Let me.
You think you know David's story.
Get through this. All right, I am going to share my screen, and we can just listen to a little bit of this. It is 7 minutes, so I don't know if we'll do the whole thing, but let's just kind of see how.
You'll
See
get
the
the
cookie
feel right
crumbles.
away.
Okay, let's share screen. Allow. Moses Akon. Okay, here we go.
I have come in the volume of the book. It was written about me to do your will, oh God. I have come in the volume of the book. It was written about me to do your will, oh God. I have come in the volume of the book. It was written about me to do your will, oh God. I have come in the volume of the book. It was written about me to do your will, oh God. I have come in the volume of the book. It was written about me, oh, to do your will, oh God. I'm in the volume of the book. Ha. Yes, I'm in Iminati. Rama pity and the silent. I have come in the volume of the book. I have come in the volume of the scrolls. I have come in the volume of the book. I have come in the volume of the scrolls. I have come in the volume of the book. Rama Miminus, I have been at to do. Bini and the silent. I will do your will. Do your will. I'll do your will, oh God. I will do your will. I will do your will. Rami minus I be ambetae. I will do elarute. Ababa piminus I be babendum tainus I do your will. Around in minus I. Hey, I will do your will. Do your will. Do your will, Lord God. Hey, I will do your will. Do your will, Lord. Do your will, oh God. Do your will, Lord. Arwatebinasia Baba woman I do your will, Raminusai, Ella Halwate. I will do your will. Do your will. Do your will, oh God. I will do your will. Follow you. Everything that you have said, everything that your word says, I will do your will. That which you want me to do, I will do it, Lord. I will follow your commandment. I will follow your word. I will do your will. Armininu sai beba. Arohamena. Ela lubi dai tentisai. Eroambi bebambe so by bikundite. Aroande sali aluambi semenu taite. Erahambi lusai ambe iminusai. Ekabilibi lutabe taile andesai. Eroabe bididu daininusai be amenutai. Aroama uma minutelaile. Ekambi sabe ora ande daili. Erame minusai ba ibikumbi daite. Oh, I will do your will. Do your will. Ha. I have come in the volume of the book. It was written about my life to do your will. I have come in the volume of.
I'm just going to pause it there. That was beautiful.
Yeah, what a voice.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, as I say, it's really been haunting me.
It reminds me of, I was thinking of like the last several seconds of my Eden Has Been Open for All song, where the instruments at the end sort of break into this out of time kind of swirling fizzle off into the ether. I feel like there's something like she's capturing something that was, I think, happening while I was creating that little part, in the way that she kind of releases the English language and allows this other language to kind of emerge from the background. And I don't know if that, did you say she's Nairobi, from Nairobi? Nigerian. Do you know, is that the Nigerian language, or is that?
I don't know which dialect it is.
Okay. Yeah. But I'm really, I think that is awesome, the way that that little unraveling happens. But it's like unraveling into something greater.
Yeah. It's kind of manifests the vastness of the interior space in a person, right? That's what I noticed.
Well, I have something to confess, and this might be a good place to confess it. So,
Please.
Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. It has been 3 weeks since my last confession. Actually, it's been 30 years since my last confession. I think I told you last time that my spiritual center had a budget cut with the music director way back, so we have to come up with an alternative music program. And one of the things I realized is that we have a dusty old song our founder wrote we could bring back, except it's too hard to sing. And then I read an article about Suno and realized that I could put those lyrics into AI and Suno would come out with a song. But will it be wrong? It's so tempting, but it just feels like maybe it's wrong.
Thank you for that courageous confession, Terry. I think this is something I have gone back and forth in phases of certainty around, Sherry. I have my initial reaction to anything AI. I'm a little bit familiar with this kind of dynamic because, excuse me, in my songwriting community, there are songwriters who are just lyricists and songwriters who kind of do it all or do it all at different levels. And I've noticed over the last couple of years, people will submit songs for critique. We have a kind of a resident professor who volunteers his time to critique songs. Mm-hmm. Amazing. It's incredible. But I've noticed that people have been submitting songs that are done with Suno or something like that. Mm-hmm. And what happens is at first I was like, oh, no way. You're such a good guitar player. But then all it took was one time for them to say, oh no, that's actually not me. That's AI or whatever, a virtual instrument. And then it created this effect where like I felt like I couldn't really encourage them mm-hmm. the way that I'm used to encouraging them. And then I was like really tentative around all of the submissions because I was like, is this AI or is this a real person? And mm-hmm. it kind of like, it just killed the vibe a little bit for me. But my solution was to just give them a chance to just be transparent about whether or not they used AI in their recording so I can be a little freer to like kind of appreciate the effort, because when someone does play and sing a song that they wrote, they have put a lot of effort into getting it out there, even if it's rough. And I want to really honor the time and just kind of risk people take in sharing something like that. So there's like a very judgmental part of me that just wants to say like, you're not being real. But then again, I mean, for so many of us who have used LLMs, they help kind of support us in places where we're maybe disabled. And I think that's the real crux of the issue, I think, for a lot of people, is like using these LLMs in ways that help people who are kind of on the margins be able to participate. And so now these people who haven't been able to participate are actually able to participate. And it's like, well, I'm kind of for that.
Can I ask a question? Because
say it.
I mean, I'm hearing what you're saying, and I'm finding myself both agreeing and disagreeing at the same time.
Yeah.
But if you take it out of the realm of sound and put it into the realm of art, and I can't draw. Okay, I just suck at drawing. I've always wanted to, and I could call myself disabled when it comes to drawing, and it would be like fantastic if I could put in the right prompts to get an image, because I'm an image thinker. So to get the image onto the paper that I imagine in my mind, but I never drew it. So whose image is it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think when you take it into the AI capability into the world of art, I don't know. Jeremy and I have talked about this at length, because like he was talking, his daughter, it's interesting. He said his daughter's in, I think, her first year of college or something. And most of her classmates, they just totally reject all this AI stuff. Yeah, these young people, like their world has been so fake for so long, like that, the world that they're conscious of, let's say from, early child or later childhood into first year of college, they're surrounded by this fakeness, that they've just rejected it fully. And he's trying to argue with her about this show that he likes to watch, that it's animated and it's all done by AI, but the guy writes it, an actual person writes it, and then the animation and so on is done by the AI, and he loves it. He said it's funny, and there's hardly anything funny out there anymore. But I mean, this is the question of the day, isn't it? But I don't know. It's kind of interesting to think about it in terms, do I call myself an artist because I produced my image out of my head?
Mm-hmm.
And I could frame it and hang it on the wall and say, look what I made. Can I do that? I don't think so. Because, I mean, we lose, and this is the whole problem with AI, embodiment, right? Now we're taking our abstractions and throwing them up on Spotify. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just, like I really seriously had a long conversation with a couple of people this morning about context, and like Luke was saying earlier, that Christ is a person, right? That these antinomies can be resolved within the person. I don't know if they're completely resolved. They are in Christ, of course. But I mean, I could make you a long list of people who are just completely contradictory in their lives. Nietzsche, for one. How about that? We'll just say Nietzsche, or we'll say Dante, or we'll say Rilke, or Bukowski. Like, just they're walking contradictions, and so am I. Okay. But what was I going to say earlier? What were we talking about? Oh, the embodiment thing. A lot of the what I struggled with in the beginning, because of my growing up years, understanding certain contexts or propositions, even theologically or spiritually or whatever, they and like I said, I don't get to go to very many liturgies. I don't know what I would be experiencing right now if I could go to church every Sunday, because the very little that I did attend, it was like my world was blown open, because suddenly all the things had a context, and the context was found in the liturgy itself.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so there was this resolution of contradiction that was only, I personally, this might not be true for other people, but I was only able to experience that resolution or that reconciliation within the paradox of the liturgy itself.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. Ezra,
yeah.
totally feel you. There's a sadness to choosing an artificial collaborator. And this is partly why I wonder if this, renaissance or advent of AI is actually going to show us, who we are as humans.
Yeah.
And
totally.
actually,
Agreed.
I just cringe at the whole music industry. Like, how can you own the rays of God? It's so I wonder if maybe it's going to kind of force people to either just fully give over to the AI, or to do as these young kids are doing, which is like moving towards the real and the in-person. And
I
so
think it will. I mean, it's going to do both those things, I think, Roger.
Yeah.
Certain people who have certain sensitivities are going to it's going to push them in one, like that's what I said actually at the Southeastuary. The thing about AI that I see is that it's going to push, and I mean, I'm kind of roaming around on that side of it, where I see a lot of young people, like they're willing to suffer blisters and cold and heat and just to be in touch with the real.
Mm-hmm.
They're learning ancient techniques and ancient arts, and they want to build their own furniture from the tree they cut down and peeled, and you know what I mean? Like they're really and I love that. And so yay for AI, right?
Yeah.
Keep going, keep doing that to them, because we need those kids, but there's a lot of others that are just going to fall into the trap. And I was thinking when Ezra said they're choosing an artificial collaborator, the first thing came to my mind was, isn't that what we used to consider cheating when we looked off of our classmates' page and wrote their answer down? Right?
Well, yes.
Isn't that the same?
Well, that is the same if you're operating from the kind of paradigm that we are alone individual beings. But I mean, cheating is actually, in that context, I actually believe in cheating as the most human thing.
Well, that would be collective consciousness, right?
Yeah.
Tapping
and
into
helping
it.
Each other out.
But without permission.
Without permission. I know. But it's like this artificial construct to create something that is like less than human.
Right.
I don't know. That's kind of what I'm feeling about that.
Yeah. Well, the whole embodiment thing really, this is what I think of AI. AI is it's aptly called the cloud, right? Like it's a nebulous, unembodied collective consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
And it has to parasitize us because we are the embodied ones, right? Like that's the only effect it can actually have, I think. Because in order for it to truly live, and that means like to be real, it has to have a body, and we're it. So I don't know how much you want to give your body over to it, right? Instead of picking up your guitar and trying to figure out how to play it, or the piano or whatever, or a paintbrush or write a poem, or I mean, the arts are going to be obliterated. And it's interesting because Jeremy's daughter is just absolutely dogmatic about it. She's dogmatic. You cannot give in to it. And she's not the only one, right?
Yeah.
Group.
It's hard though, because like that base in Eden has been open for all. That's an AI base. Because I was like out of time. I was like, yeah, it's right there in my audio, my DAW. I was like, oh,
is
this
it
actually
AI or is it a synthesizer?
I mean, it's a synthesized bass, and AI is a word that is a little bit confusing because it's implying there is intelligence when this is, I mean, using a metronome is actually a form of AI within this,
It's
like
a form of technology.
it's a form of technology.
It's not a large language model that's mimicking human voice and human instrumentation. But my son makes techno music, and he's really, really good at it. And I know how long it takes him to compose something, and I love it. And it's all made synthetically, but it's not made by a large language model. It's made by him using technology as instrumentation.
Yeah. And I mean, all of my music, except, I mean, in that song, the keyboard is, it's a virtual instrument. So it's basically pre-recorded notes, and maybe there's some synthesis in there as well. Like most of the instruments are virtual, except the melodica in that is not. I play like one string on a banjo, and then the jingle bells, I think. Yeah. Maybe there was one. Oh, I think the snare, I do kind of a brush stroke on the snare drum. And I find if you have just a few non-virtual instruments, it kind of hides some of the hollowness of virtual instruments. But the bass is, I don't know if you would call it a large language model, but it's playing by itself. Like it's basically following the chords that I type in, I think. I think it follows the chords while it kind of listens to the music.
You're putting it into a large language model?
It's not see, I don't know. I don't know enough about it.
I don't know how
no, it's just within my software, my recording software.
Right.
But they're used maybe a small language model. I don't know.
Yeah.
They call it AI.
Oh, okay.
Because everything's advertised as AI now, like even if it's not a large language model.
Yeah, that's not what most of the techno producers that I know are doing. I mean, maybe they are now. I should talk to my son about it more. We haven't talked about it at all, actually.
It'd be interesting. I'd love to hear his thoughts on it. But here's the thing. I have to land the plane, but do you think, Sherry, do you have any something you can read for us to kind of cleanse our palate from?
Yeah, I
feel like every conversation these days just ends up in a conversation about AI.
Oh yeah. Well, we have to talk about that though.
I know, but it's with us right now.
I will say that if I fall prey to this temptation, which I probably will, I promise I'll never do it again.
Good. Well, you're always welcome back in the Cosmic Navel, Terry, even if you do it again.
Thank you.
Okay, here we go.
Universalism.
I got a little thing here for you. Okay. He talks about, this is from Anam Cara. This profound and numinous presence of nature is brought out in the poem by Amergan, chief poet of the Milesians, as he steps ashore to take possession of the land on behalf of his people. I am the wind which breathes upon the sea. I am the wave of the ocean. I am the murmur of the billows. I am the ox of the 7 combats. I am the vulture upon the rocks. I am a beam of the sun. I am the fairest of plants. I am the wild boar in valor. I am the salmon in the water. I am a lake in the plain. I am a world of knowledge. I am the point of the lance of battle. I am the god who created the fire in the head. This is traditionally believed to be the first poem ever composed in Ireland. All of the elements of the poem have ruminous associations in early Irish literature. There is no dualism here. All is one. This ancient poem preempts and reverses the lonely helplessness of Descartes' cogito ergo sum. I think, therefore I am. For American, I am because everything else is. I am in everything, and everything is in me. This magnificent hymn to presence outlines the ontological depth and unity of the Anam Cara experience. And then I just want to read one more little thing. In the west of Ireland, many houses have open fires. At wintertime, when you visit someone, you go through the bleak and cold landscape until you finally come into the hearth, where the warmth and magic of the fire is waiting. A turf fire is an ancient presence. The turf comes out of the earth and carries the memory of trees and fields and long gone times. It is strange to have the earth burning within the domesticity of the home. I love the image of the hearth as a place of home, a place of warmth and return. In everyone's inner solitude, there is that bright and warm hearth. The idea of the unconscious, even though it is a very profound and wonderful idea, has sometimes frightened people away from coming back to their own hearth. We falsely understand the subconscious as the cellar where all of our repression and self-damage is housed. Out of fear of ourselves, we have imagined monsters down there. Yeats says, man needs reckless courage to descend into the abyss of himself. In actual fact, these demons do not account for all the subconscious. The primal energy of our soul holds a wonderful warmth and welcome for us. One of the reasons we were sent onto the earth was to make this connection with ourselves, this inner friendship. The demons will haunt us if we remain afraid. All the classical mythical adventures externalize the demons. In battle with them, the hero also always grows, ascending to the new levels of creativity and poise. Each inner demon holds a precious blessing that will heal and free you. Each inner demon holds a precious blessing that will heal and free you. To receive this gift, you have to lay aside your fear and take the risk of loss and change that every inner encounter offers.
That was so good.
Amen.
Can you post those in the comments again like you did last time?
Sure, I can. Yes,
I would love
will.
that.
Yeah.
If it's not too much trouble, if it
No,
takes
I
a lot
can-
of typing or something.
I like actually writing these things out because then I remember them.
Yeah.
The reason I remember George MacDonald stuff is because I literally typed it out. Sometimes, listening to a podcast. So I'm
Yeah.
like, stop, go back, and now they help me to remember.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that last one. It feels very full circle to my little intro.
Back to Eden thing.
Yeah, back to Eden and peering in from the outside, looking in. And I had this thought, like, this could launch into a whole nother conversation, but I had this thought that, like, what was that line? Afraid of your own hearth, or like coming back to your own hearth. Mm-hmm. Like this scene is like me, coming back to myself, peering in. I'm peering in the windows of my own heart. And,
we don't have time for it, but maybe one of these days I can tell you, I had an ongoing dream for many decades, like from my early teens to, I don't know, maybe till like I don't know, 2000 and, well, I was seeing my psychiatrist, so it was like 2014. That's how long I dreamt this dream, and it was progressive. So it was I was constantly in a new stage of development in the dream, and I had to go down into the basement, and I couldn't get down there because there was demons and scary things, and so I spent many years. First, it was the whole house, and then it was just the basement. Like I went, and I've been reading this slowly, and I'm just like, oh my, I'm starting to understand what kind of powerful journey of healing that was that I did by myself without knowing it. Like I didn't give myself any instructions. My soul, God, me, we all together, this thing happened. It's insane. But anyway, I had to go down into that subconscious, and I'll tell you the rest of the story another time.
Yes, this is perfect teaser. Well, I'm planning on being in the Cosmic Navel next week in this, in the time-space continuum that many of us operate by to pay our bills. Mm-hmm. But I will be back hopefully next Friday, and then I'm out until the new year in Argentina.
Oh, in Argentina?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
My little sis lives down there, and she's having her...
Christmas down there?
Yeah, she lives in Mendoza. Married an Argentinian man, and they're having their wedding, the wedding that they didn't get to have because they eloped during the pandemic, and no one could... They were like frozen in just one little spot, so now they're having their wedding.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see you next week, I hope.
All right. Sherry, Terry, such a joy. Come back. I'll see you all.
Bye. Bye, Rigel.
Bye. And bye, my internet friends.